welcome to Action College. It's Elijah. Today we're going to share something about certificates. You've been asking yourself that how are you going to have some information about different certificates? It's a scoring comparison. We are going to compare and how is the scores in both certificates. The scoring comparison, as really stated, in IELTS, the scores are counted in bands, band scales. To mean from 0 to 9. The highest band is 9, the lowest is 0 as well. And then each skill scored individually. To mean for it, the overall of the sections is going to be given after, but in the scale of bands. And then TOEFL, IBT, the scores is from 0 to 120. To mean the highest score is 120, the lowest is 0 as well as this shown or as this presented on the screen. Then each section scored in the range of 0 to 30, means each section scored out of 30 in TOEFL. And then the total is just given as an overall score, and then they count it out of 120. Take care. And then the next is speaking test differences. How is speaking of TOEFL different from the speaking of IELTS? When it comes to the screen here, basically, first of all, IELTS is a bit different from the TOEFL because speaking tests is in-person interview. In-person interview means that you're there, a person, examiner, and a test taker, they are together testing a test taker speaking skills. And then the more conversation is there because they have the conversation. And the duration is the range of 11 to 14 minutes for a test of IELTS speaking section. And then TOEFL, speaking into a microphone. Microphone that as it is a computer based, basically even before speaking they request you to check if your microphone is really working. So it means like you speak using the microphone of computer as well, then they record the timed response. The timed response means that each response has its time for the response to be given. For example, when I take an example of like independent task, there you are given like 15 seconds to prepare yourself and 45 seconds to give your response. It means like the integrated speaking of a TOEFL takes 1 minute for you to give a response and then prepare yourself. And then academic tasks, they are given in a TOEFL speaking section, and it's good for students comfortable with tech and timed prompts. And then next is writing task differences. How is the writing task in IELTS? How is the writing task in TOEFL? What do you expect to meet with? In IELTS, task 1 is describing the diagram or chart. When you say describing the diagram or chart, you simply analyze whatever that is given on a diagram or on a chart, even on a graph or whatever, and then you analyze, you note down your writings, not rather than the given number of the words that you have to achieve. Then task 2 is essay writing. They both share like the essay writing as well as the task 2. Both academic and general training, they share task 2 in writing as an essay writing. And then when it comes to TOEFL writing is integrated task. You read, listen, and write. First of all, you read an article. The second, you listen to a recorded or a recording which is given, and then you write. What do you write? You write comparing, like how is the arguments in the article challenged by the arguments in the lecture. To mean you write based on how the lecture is challenging the arguments in the article. Then academic style essay, of course, you know that these essays that we write, because it's really based on academic. For further studies, most of the time, TOEFL is there for further studies. Then there is the academic style essay that we will just look in details, because today we have to deal with differences, but after this, we just provide a video of how now you have to deal with each and every section in each and every certificate that we are discussing about today. And then more emphasis on synthesis of the informations as well. Then the next is then which test is easier? Most of the people, like as the one who trained those people who want to sit for the exams, they come asking before registering and even before taking the test, they ask that. In all certificates that we have, which certificate is easy? But there's no certificate which is easy. Here there is a point that it depends on the candidate. When we say that it depends on their candidate, is how based are you in English as well, because the certificates goes with testing English. That how based are you? Your IQ, how you really capture and use the tips and strategies that you are given at the moment. So there, for the test, for the certificate, for the exam to be easy for you, it depends on how based you are. Then, because when we're getting these trainings, we really base on the skills that you have in the language, which is basically English. Then here, IELTS is easier for people who prefer speaking a real to a real examiner. Because like when you really hate like being recorded and you speak like code, to mean that for you, a speaking section of IELTS will switch you because it will be easy for you when you really know that you are good in having a conversation with different people. Those comfortable with different accents, of course, if you're comfortable with different accents, IELTS can be easy for you. And then those good at essay writing in a natural style also can really work for you. TOEFL easier for they take several students, people who are really good in using this technology, like materials as well. And then those stronger in academic English. When we mean academic English, these are the words, vocabularies, the terms that are used in different contexts of academic context. And then there are people who are comfortable with typing essays, because this tech stands for the whatever that you are going to do is a technology based, because you will really do every section on a computer, because we really mentioned that it's a computer based. So if you're good in typing the keyboard, it will really be easy for you also at TOEFL based. But not only this easy, but the basic thing is this one, which is that depends on the candidate. The next is the acceptance comparison, where one certificate is accepted and where another one is accepted. Here, both they are accepted, 10,000 institutions plus universities worldwide. Then some countries, USA, Canada, UK, Australia, and EU. Then IELTS is more common in UK, Australia, New Zealand. TOEFL widely accepted in USA and Canada. Both are accepted almost everywhere nowadays. Then the next is the summary table that summarizes kind of things that we've been really discussing about the both certificates. The features about the format, speaking, scorings, style, and what are the best for. Features of IELTS and TOEFL. Format is a paper. IELTS is a paper-based and a computer-based. You can choose whatever suits you. And then TOEFL is an online only. Speaking is in person. TOEFL is recorded. Scoring 0 from band 0 to 9. That's the highest band. TOEFL is 0 to 120, the high score. Style is everyday English. TOEFL academic English. And then it's best for conversational learners. TOEFL for tech comfortable students. Then this we have our conclusion of the presentation, or like of the lesson of today, of the different that we've been making, the key differences of both certificates. It's like both certificates, TOEFL and IELTS, effectively measures English proficiency. As we know, you can't be requested one of these certificates when it is not the purpose of testing your English proficiency. And then here you have to choose based on the comfort with the test format, country and institution requirements. Of course, I simply tell the students that I sometimes, most of the time, train that have the institution that you want to apply in, what do they require you? How many scores, the band that you need to score? Because when you know that, you have the target of what you're going to sit for, and the trainings will be fruitful if you have the target and even the goal of what you want to achieve. And then your learning style also can really based on the choice that you can make. So either test can help you to reach academic and career goals. So I do really appreciate, I really thank you for this moment of thank you for watching and listening. And I hope if you need more information, Action College YouTube channel is here for you to keep providing, equipping you with different informations about these different certificates. And I am here for you also to continue in details every section of every certificate. So thank you for watching and listening.
Gana action, niba ushaka kwiga indimi, gana action, ushaka kuba umusirimu, gana action.